The radio told my story back to me. This happened years ago when I lived in Hounslow, London. It was one of those sleepless nights, around 1:30 a.m., and I had my old radio on, tuned to a late-night local FM station. They used to have this call-in show where people would share weird experiences. That night, a woman called in and said she lived across from a small sweets and pastry shop in our neighborhood. She explained that one evening she was heading upstairs when she glanced out of her window and saw a little girl at the shop buying sweets. The girl was alone, carrying her bag. With each step, she dragged her feet in a slow, scraping motion, the sound unnervingly heavy for someone so small, like it didn't belong to her at all. Her hair hung loose, but the color wasn't clear. She was barefoot and the street was empty. I remember leaning in to listen, feeling a strange chill in my chest. Halfway through her story, I got thirsty and went to the kitchen for some water. That's when I heard it. This loud scraping sound outside. It was like the sharp slap of broken sandals on pavement, followed by the dragging shuffle of heavy feet. The sound was so unnaturally loud it made my stomach knot. I walked to my balcony and looked down. There she was, a small girl with a bag slung over her back, skipping lightly as she walked. Yet every step sounded like a grown man dragging his shoes across the concrete. And then I saw her hair. It was sticking straight up in messy tufts, as if every strand was charged with static electricity. It didn't look like hair moved by wind. It looked wrong. Weirdly, I wasn't scared right away. I was annoyed, thinking maybe someone was pulling a prank. I glanced toward the end of the street, expecting to see an adult nearby, but there was no one. When I turned back, she was gone. A strange, cold emptiness washed over me, like the air itself had shifted. My hands felt clammy, my throat dry. It wasn't fear exactly. More like my body knew something was wrong before my mind could process it. Every shadow on the street suddenly looked deeper, heavier. I went to bed, pulling the blanket over myself, trying to shake it off. That's when I felt it, the weight of something pressing down on my stomach, like a cat settling into sleep. Even through the blanket, I could feel its warmth. I stayed frozen, hardly breathing. I didn't want to know what it really was. Finally, in a burst of panic, I threw off the blanket, flung whatever it was to the side, and bolted downstairs to my sister's room. In the morning, I asked her if she'd heard about that sweet shop incident from the radio show. I didn't even finish my sentence before she gave me a weird look and said, "What are you talking about? There was no story like that on the radio last night."